words of Sri Aurobindo from the book Path of Prayer. Selections from the works of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Topic: A way out of the falsehood prevailing in the world. Our Divine Mother says, the only thing to do is to pray. The only thing to do is to pray from the heart for the divine intervention, as that is the only thing that can save us. Let me repeat, the only thing to do is to pray from the heart for the divine intervention, as that is the only thing that can save us. And all people who can become conscious of this must decide very firmly to stand only on the truth and to act only in the truth. There should be no compromise. This is very essential. It is the only way. Even if things seems to go wrong, even if things seems to go wrong and badly for us, as indeed they will, because of the present prevailing falsehood, we should not be deterred from our own determination to stand on the truth. This is the only way, says our Divine Mother. Collective Works of the Divine Mother, Volume 13, page 372. Our Divine Mother says, we know, we have said this many a time, that all work is a prayer made with the body, and the true attitude in work is an offering to the Divine. I remember, says the Divine Mother, I remember and love all my children equally. I love and remember all my children equally, even if they never write to me, and all sincere prayers are always answered. All sincere prayers are always answered, even if I don't write it myself. So have no pain, be cheerful. Collective Works of Mother, Volume 7, page 386. Next topic, effort and grace. Our Divine Mother says, always you must try, but it is for the Divine to give you the fruit of your effort or not to give it to you. There your personal power stops. If the result comes, it is the Divine power and not yours that brings it. You question if it is right to ask the Divine for these things, but there is no harm in turning to the Divine for the removal of a physical imperfection than in praying for the removal of a moral defect. But whatever you ask for, whatever is your effort, you must feel even while trying your best, using your knowledge or putting forth power, that the result depends upon the Divine grace. Once you have taken the yoga, whatever you must do or must be done in the spirit of a complete surrender. This must be your attitude. I aspire. I try to cure my imperfections. I do the best. I do my best. But for the result, I put it myself entirely in the hands of the Divine Mother. Collective Works of Mother, Volume 3, page 97. Next topic, workings of the grace. Our Divine Mother says, when you are in a particular set of circumstances and certain events takes place, these events often oppose your desire and what seems best to you, and often you happen to regret this and say to yourself, how good it would have been if it were otherwise, if it had been like this or like that, for little things and big things. Then years pass by, events are unfolded, you progress, become more conscious, understand better, and when you look back, you notice first with astonishment, then later with a smile, that those very circumstances which seemed to you quite disastrous or unfavorable were exactly the best thing that could have happened to you to make you progress as you should have. And if you are the least bit wise, you tell yourself, truly the divine grace is infinite. So, when this sort of thing has happened to you, a number of times you begin to understand that, in spite of the blindness of man and deceptive appearances, the grace is at work everywhere, so that at every moment it is the best possible thing that happens in the state, in the world, is in at that moment. It is because our vision is limited, or even because we are blinded by our own preferences, that we cannot discern that things are like this. But when one begins to see it, one enters upon a state of wonder which nothing can describe. For behind the appearances, one perceives this grace, infinite, wonderful, all powerful, which knows all, organizes all, arranges all, and leads us, whether we like it or not, whether we know it or not, towards the supreme goal, that is union with the divine, the awareness of the Godhead, and union with Him. Then one lives in the action and presence of the grace, a life full of joy, of wonder, with the feeling of a marvelous strength, and at the same time with a complete trust, so calm, so complete that nothing can shake it any longer. And when one is in this state of perfect receptivity and perfect adherence, one diminishes to that extent the resistance of the world to the divine action. Consequently, this is the best collaboration one can bring to the action of the divine. One understands what he wants, and with all one's consciousness adheres to his will. Collective Works of Mother, Volume 8, page 256 to 57. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, it is the lesson of life that always in this world everything fails a man. Only the divine does not fail him. If he turns entirely to the divine, then the divine will never fail him. It is not because there is something bad in you that blows fall on all human beings, because they are full of desire for things that cannot last and they lose them, or even if they get, it brings them disappointment and cannot satisfy them. To turn to the divine, our Lord says, to turn to the divine is the only truth in life. To turn to the divine is the only truth in life. So let us all start concentrating and turning more to the divine in this time of chaos, for all the protection, for all the grace, for all, only from the divine. These are the collective works of Sri Aurobindo, volume 31, page 25.